What inspires you? For me as an artist, that can be sitting around somewhere outside, enjoying the sun, watching the rain. It can be traveling around, be it on a bus or on the train, when you don't have anything else to do anyways, you know? And that is also a pro tip in my opinion, to allow yourself to get bored and have ideas flow in. It also helps for me to see art online, to speak with friends or a community that inspire me. And in my opinion, those friends don't even have to make art themselves to be inspiring. It also depends on my personal circumstances, of course, if I'm stressed, whatever, and sometimes inspiration will hit in the middle of a boring, simple sketch session, and then it can develop into more. I didn't really have a plan when I started the sketch. It was just a circle, as I have for most of my sketches in the beginning, but in the end, inspiration hit me and the sketch developed into something that I really liked so much that I decided to send it to my iPad and then expand upon to make a really polished digital painting. And that is the speed paint that you can watch today. So yeah, what inspires you? Let me know in the comments. Is it scrolling through Pinterest? Is it creating mood boards? How do you start your sketches if you make art yourself? Do you always have a polished plan beforehand and then stick to it until the end? I sometimes do have a plan, but also I don't actually always stick to the plan. It often develops during the painting process, during the sketching process. Yeah, like with this case, I didn't really have a plan at all when I started the sketch. I just started with some lines and I was like, okay, maybe with this curve, maybe I could do a pose like that. Oh, and then if she does that, maybe I can, and etc, and then a sketch develops. But yeah, let me know how it is for you. So when I did the sketch, I started out with her in this flying mid-air pose, and then I was like, I want to do long hair. I want to have the hair fill out the whole page. And then I was like, maybe she can hold the hair. And then I was like, maybe I can have the hair cut off, but still have the rest of the hair fill the page. That would be cool. And in the process of that, I was like, it kind of reminds me of wings. And I was like, wouldn't that be cool to have the hair kind of turn into wings? And that is also what you could see in the initial sketch. And what I'm doing now is refining this a little bit, because since I'm doing this digitally, I wanted to make the composition a bit better so that the space feels filled better by the wings. I think you can interpret this painting in multiple ways. On the one hand, you can see it in a positive light, saying that cutting off things can be good for yourself, be it toxic people, toxic things, toxic interests, toxic activities, whatever, that cutting off something could be beneficial for you. Here the wings would be symbolical for freedom, so she's liberating herself from something. But then you could also see it in a negative light, looking at her as someone who self-sabotages. She's cutting off her own hair, she's cutting off her own wings in this case. She's looking quite determined, not happy with it, but determined, and that would be the second possibility I see to interpret this. But let me know how you see it. Maybe you see more interpretations, or let me know which interpretation you find more fitting. I would be interested to know that. I really had to make sure here that the feet are the right way, because believe it or not, I already had a painting a long time ago where I had the feet the wrong way around, so like the biggest toe would be on the wrong side. For some reason the next part was not recorded on my phone, so here's a short extract from the speed paint you get from Procreate. Here we go again. I don't know if you noticed, but I used a different pencil for the wings compared to the normal line art for her body, which has more of a pencil-like structure. Simplicity is key in art. You already know that from White Space when you learn about design principles. So while there are quite some details with the line art for the wings, I was planning to keep the coloring, especially the shading, etc., very simple later on for the wings as compared to her, as she is supposed to be the focal point. And the wings, or the hair, however you want to call it, are more like the frame all around her. What I'm doing right now is selecting everything so I can block out the base colors and then work the coloring, shading, lighting, etc. around that. I usually work a lot with clipping masks and alpha log layers for that. I explained both of these concepts before in a former video. I will link it above for you, so check it out if you don't know these two concepts yet. But what I also tried out this time was the save and load function that you can find here below. So I'm basically saving my selection as a template so I can access it anytime as a selection again. It came in handy a lot of times actually. Here was inspired by artists who pre-paint their canvas. So if you know physical canvases, artists will pre-paint that before painting on top of it with other colors instead of having just a plain white canvas. There's also one artist, I don't remember her name, but she pre-paints her canvas a lot with a bright red, and I really liked how it shimmers through in between lines sometimes. And I really liked the combination of purple and orange, so I tried a bit if that was something I could do for the background here, like having some bright orange parts shine through in between. But yeah, I didn't really like how it looked, so I just kept the purple background. If you made it so far in the video, you might want to consider liking and subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. Without further ado, let's continue. So you can see that I laid out some flat colors first, and I added some details in the face from the colors, and then I usually like to go on with a multiply layer to add some shading and a soft light and hard light layer for the highlights. Now in the shading and lighting part, what I like to do is go with an airbrush and firstly lay out some general areas of shadow and light, and then I go with the lasso tool and still the airbrush so that I have some harsh edges combined with soft transitions. I like to feather it out with the smudge tool here and there, but what I really try to make sure of is to keep harsh edges so that I don't lose them while smudging out too much. Here I changed the color of the line art. I definitely wanted to still bring in some vibrant orange, which didn't really work out with the background, so the line art was my chance to do that. I had an unexpected visitor. Rendering the face is always the most fun part to me. Let me know in the comments if it's the same for you. Here I'm adding some ambient occlusion, meaning the indirect soft light coming from the background and her environment. Time for one of the most satisfying parts, which is definitely the highlights. Here I'm adding some color dodge to make it pop more and add a certain glow to it. Then I lower the opacity. Time for some color adjustments. If you struggle with that like I did before, because you can't adjust all layers at the same time, what you can do is go to the settings on the button on the upper left next to the gallery, and then you can copy canvas, and then you can just add a new layer and press paste. Then everything from all the layers get pasted onto that one layer, and then you can do all the color adjustments there. I then used the hard light layer to add a certain light in between the hair that got cut to add more focus to it. This is the final piece. What I still did after recording was add some lashes because I forgot them, and I also added some noise effect to the wings. So here you can see the final result, and here's the before and after. Let me know in the comments what your interpretation of the piece is, what your favorite part to draw is, and where you get your inspiration from. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me, and you might like some of my other videos, so make sure to check them out. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye bye!